Hey, what is going on, guys? This video today is going to be an updated sensitivity and custom bindings video designed for console Fortnite. Now, some of you guys may be thinking, well, hold on a second, didn't you just upload an updated sensitivity and custom bindings video a few weeks ago? And the answer to that is, yeah, I did. I actually didn't plan on making another video like this for at least another month or so, but today, console Fortnite received a major update. And this update is probably the most impactful and positive update concerning console Fortnite since the addition of Builder Pro, and honestly, I believe that. Just to highlight the most major additions contained in this update that pertain to sensitivity and custom binding specifically, console finally got the ability to add a separate building sensitivity, console now has the ability to instant place structures, and they even added a few more customization options to custom button binding specifically. So with all these changes, I have definitely changed a few major things with my settings, and I didn't want to keep you guys in the dark. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so we're going to hop right in with sensitivity. As you guys can see, the first four are exactly the same as they've always been, or at least since my most recent sensitivity video. X, we're still rocking 0.7, or 7 as it's most commonly referred to. Y, 0.6, targeting 0.43, scope 0.25. But there is probably the biggest new addition in this entire patch. I have decided to go with a 1.2 building sensitivity multiplier. So that makes it so that when I'm building, instead of being on 7.6, I'm basically now on the equivalent of 8.4 and 7.2 only when you're building. An interesting note about this is that your editing speed is actually still bound to your X and Y and not your building sensitivity, so keep that in mind when you decide to either make your own settings or copy mine. Now, I have a feeling a few of you guys are going to be maybe a little disappointed by the fact that I'm only using 1.2. A lot of people out there I'm seeing are going with super high building sensitivity multipliers, especially if they're playing on a sensitivity similar to mine, you know, 7.6, 6.5, 7.7, because they see all these 10.10 super fast builders and they want to emulate them. I even know some 10.10 guys out there are going like 1.5 building multiplier. So now they're basically running around with the equivalent of 15x, 15y building speed. But let me just tell you, that is definitely not a smart thing to do. Because I did experiment with starting on 7.6xy and then trying like a 1.4, 1.5 building sensitivity multiplier. And trust me, it just isn't a smart thing to do. Because when you do that, when you make a super high building sensitivity multiplier, so let's say you're playing on 7.6 for actual gun skill, and then your building sensitivity something ridiculous like 11.11 or 12.12 or 12.11, it's almost like you're now gonna have to learn to play on two different sensitivities, and that means two different sets of muscle memory, and that means you're not only gonna take forever to actually get used to both of those sensitivities, but it honestly isn't gonna be possible to master either of them because you're so frequently in the middle of games gonna be switching between two different sensitivities. Like, there are people out there that have been playing Fortnite for months and months and months on the same sensitivity and still can't be as accurate as they want to be. So if you're going to be playing with two totally different sensitivities for building and gun skill, it's just not going to be a smart thing to do. So I would really recommend keeping your building sensitivity multiplier, no matter what X and Y you play on, probably between a range of 1.15 and maybe 1.3 at the highest. I've actually seen some testing on Reddit that indicates that there really isn't even that much of a building speed benefit when you go past 8 sensitivity. So now that I have this 1.2 multiplier on my 7.6, I'm actually crossing that 8 threshold with my X sensitivity and getting really close to it with my Y sensitivity. So I may gradually change this up a little bit to try to creep up maybe from 1.2 to 1.25 in a few weeks, and then maybe a month or two down the road 1.25 to 1.3, but for now this is what I'm sticking with, and if I change anything, I will definitely let you guys know. I also want to bring your attention to 3 settings that have actually differed from my previous video, either because they've been added into the game or just because I changed them. First off is Builder Pro builds immediately, and I have that on. That is actually a really massive change. It makes it so that instead of tapping a building piece twice for it to place when using Builder Pro, you only have to do it once now, and it just makes everything seem so much smoother. It is a little intimidating to get used to at first, but after 2 or 3 games, I'm feeling great with it, and it just feels like I can now build even faster just because of this one small change. So if you use Builder Pro, which I'm hoping all of you guys are at this point, you definitely want to turn this on. Next on is auto sort consumables to right. In the last video, I told you guys that I didn't use this setting because there was this kind of rumor going around that it made your auto aim glitch out, but that's now been proven as only a placebo effect, which I kind of thought it was at the time, but I just wanted to be safe, so I now have this featured on. It's kind of helpful, kind of makes things a little more convenient. Why not have it on? And the final new setting from this section that I want to quickly address, even though it doesn't personally affect me, is controller edit hold time. I have it bound to 0.10, but like I said, it doesn't really matter if your edit button is bound to any button where it's instant. I believe the only time this feature will actually matter is if you still have edit bound to B on Xbox or circle on PS4, but since, as you guys are going to see in a few seconds when I show you guys my custom bindings, that isn't the case for me, so this setting really doesn't matter. So now that we've gotten all of my settings out of the way, all of the new ones that are really important, especially with Builder Pro, let's get into the custom bindings that I'm now personally using and have actually changed from my last video. Alright, so even though I've changed my custom bindings from the last time you guys saw them, I want to make it very clear in the beginning of this that these custom bindings are pretty much only possible with either an Xbox Elite controller or maybe a SCUF gaming controller. It may be possible with certain SCUFs and button remapping, but I'm not 100% sure about SCUF specifically. And here's why the binds just simply aren't possible with a normal Xbox or PS4 controller. With my custom bindings, I have kept everything the exact same as Builder Pro, except for binding edit to A and jump to right on the D-pad. On a normal controller, this would simply be a horrible binding scheme because nobody wants to press right on the D-pad to jump. But with my Elite controller, I made it so that my paddle on the back was bound to right on the D-pad. So basically, my binding is just stock Builder Pro, except I edit with A and jump by using the paddle on the back of my controller. So that's why you guys see me using different bindings than the one I gave in my previous custom bindings video a few weeks ago. I wasn't holding out on you guys or keeping the binds a secret like some of you guys have theorized in the comment section. It's just that the bindings I use are only possible for a small amount of people. I do want to quickly address the new feature which allows you to bind edit and confirm edit to the same button now. For those of you guys that don't know, before this update, even if you rebound your edit button, your confirm edit button would still be stuck as B or circle. But now you can rebind the confirm edit button too. Here's the funny thing about that though, I was really looking forward to this change because I thought it would just make everything feel a lot more natural, but over the past 2 to 3 weeks as I was waiting for it, I actually got so used to pressing B to confirm my edit that I'm actually going to end up sticking with it. So my advice would be, if you're in the same boat as me and you're now used to confirming the edit with B or circle, then definitely stick with it. But if you're just now doing custom bindings where you're switching the edit button, then I would make confirm edit the same as whatever you switch edit to. So now that we've discussed that, for those of you guys that don't have either an Elite or SCUF controller, I would definitely recommend sticking to the bindings I showed you guys in the last custom bindings video I made. They basically keep all of the great features of Builder Pro while also allowing you to instant edit. And I'll wrap this video up by showing you guys those bindings again just in case you haven't seen them. I'll go over them really quickly, and if you want a little more detail about why I changed what I did, you can check out my way more detailed video specifically about these bindings. Alright, so we're going to be using Builder Pro as the base layout for these bindings. The two changes you want to make in the combat control section are switching edit to Y and toggle pickaxe to right on the D-pad. This allows you to instant edit, which is obviously crucial now. And now in build controls, you want to switch rotate to X and trap picker to clicking in on the right stick. This allows you to select and spam traps at the same time, which is a huge deal because traps are kinda OP right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this updating settings video, and if you watched the entire thing, be sure to leave me a comment down in the comment section below. What building sensitivity multiplier do you plan to use now if you play console Fortnite? Are you going to give my 1.2 multiplier suggestion a try, or are you going to try something either higher or lower for yourself? Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, do whatever the heck you want, and I will catch you guys next time.